Hello and thanks for joining me. This is what I'd like to call the short version of the review of our Fisher's Crawler Parts Low Center of Gravity skid plate. I have a long version up here on YouTube. Make sure you check it out if you wish. In the long version, we go over installing the skid plate, as well as you see this truck driving with the skid plate installed. In the short version, I know some people don't want to sit down and watch a 40-minute video, so in the short version here, I'm just going to give you a rundown of what I think of this skid plate. First, let me show you the skid plate. Let's start by taking a look at the skid plate. This right here is the Fisher's Crawler Parts Low Center of Gravity piece. They also make this in standard as well. Now I'm going to start out by pointing out one of the things you may notice right off the bat is mine's orange. You can get this in a number of colors. I went with orange because it kind of matches the theme I have going on for Ugly Duckling. Also, as you can tell, I have Prime RC engraved in this. He can engrave pretty much anything you want into these, so you can get them personalized. Or not, the choice is yours, but we went ahead and got Prime RC carved into this. Something you may notice is that the link mounts are angled, where on a stock skid plate, they're straight. What's the advantage of having these mounts at an angle? Well, your links themselves mount at an angle, coming from the axle. And by having these at an angle at the mounts, it allows you to have the pivot point straight inside. And that way there's less chance of binding through the suspension travel. Something else you may notice is there's a difference in distance between the link mounts on the front and rear of the skid plate. The skid plate can mount either direction. It has the holes drilled for the transmission, so it doesn't matter. But you want to pay attention when you mount it so that you have the more triangulation on your rear links, which unless you're running a 12-inch wheelbase, your rear links are your longer, so they need the more triangulation. While I have the truck upside down, I also want to show you how durable this skid plate is. If you watch my long version of this video, you'll see that it's dragging this across the rocks and scuffing it up, and that's all it did was scuff it up. There's no big marring or anything like that, and I ran this truck for about 3 hours across those sharp, jagged rocks. Okay, let's take a look at it from another angle. Here's a look at the skid plate from the top. You can't really see it that well from the top, but we can talk about the advantage it does. It moves this transmission down just a little bit. Every bit of weight you can move lower is going to help this truck out in handling. And as we get bigger brushless motors, our gearboxes are full of metal gears, that weight up high that we can move low, every bit of that is beneficial. Also, if you run a metal case, things like that, all that weight adds up. So, big advantage here to the Fisher's Crawler Parts Low Center of Gravity skid plate is we have moved this weight down a couple millimeters. Did it make a difference? Yes, I can actually tell that when I run this truck, that just that little bit helped a lot on side healing, and saw some helps on climbs too. Okay, let's look at another benefit. On Ugly Duckling, I am running an interior. It's a deadbolt interior that's been cut down to fit the Proline body. And the problem with interiors is they can take up some valuable room on the chassis. With this one right here, it's just a half interior, so it doesn't take up a lot of room, but by being able to move this transmission down a little bit, it does help free up extra room on the chassis for interiors. Here you can see just a little bit of that room we gained. Not much, but every little bit helps. So in the end, what do I think about this skid? I highly recommend it. If you're serious about getting the best performance out of your trail or comp rig, this is the way to go. Every little bit helps, and this piece is definitely worth it. It's very well made, it fits great, and does what it's supposed to do. The few added benefits to it, like the angled links and the fact it's so smooth, help out as well. I recommend this. Go check out Fisher's Crawler Parts. I will drop the Facebook page down below. And if you want to see more, go check out the long version of this video. I don't think you'll regret it. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them down below. Also, feel free to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. You can follow us on Instagram. We post a lot on there. The link to our Instagram is also down below. A lot of stuff we post there never makes it to the YouTube channel. Until next time, happy RCing.